I never thought bearing my wife of 47 years would lead to uncovering secrets that could tear our family apart, or maybe, in the end, stitch it back together stronger. It was a scorching afternoon in Sedona, Arizona, the kind where the red rocks shimmer like they're alive under the relentless sun. Emily had loved this place, our little slice of the West with its sprawling ranch house on 5 acres, where she'd tend her cactus garden and watch the sunsets paint the sky in fiery hues. We'd moved here from the East Coast decades ago, chasing that American dream of wide-open spaces and fresh starts. Now, she was gone, her heart giving out suddenly while pruning those stubborn agaves she adored. 3 days after the funeral, I was sitting on the porch swing Emily had insisted on installing, nursing a lukewarm coffee from her favorite mug, the one with the faded Arizona state flag. The lipstick stain from her last sip still haunted the rim. That's when my son, Ryan, pulled up in his shiny new SUV, dust kicking up like a storm cloud. He wasn't alone. His girlfriend, Ashley, was with him, her designer sunglasses perched like a crown. They didn't come with casseroles or condolences. No. Ryan cut straight to the chase. Dad, we need to talk about the ranch, he said, not even sitting down, pacing the wooden planks like he owned them already. I set my mug down slowly, feeling the weight of his words sink in. Ryan, your mom hasn't even been in the ground a week. He exchanged a glance with Ashley, who was already snapping photos of the antique wagon wheel decor Emily had collected from local flea markets. For memories, she'd claim later, but I knew better. It was appraisal time in their eyes. You're 64. Dad. This place is huge, 5 acres. The house. The barn. Too much for one guy. Maintenance alone will bury you. Bury me. Poor choice of words. But I let it slide. Ashley chimed in, her voice all honeyed concern. Property taxes out here are no joke, Mr. Hayes. And with the utilities, the well water system, it's not sustainable. Emily would have wanted you to be smart about this. Smart. Like grief was a math problem. I noticed Ashley's handbag then, a luxury leather number that screamed high-end, probably cost more than my monthly Social Security check. Emily had eyed something similar once in a catalog, but she'd laughed it off. We've got better things to spend on. John, she'd say. They pulled out a folder, slick with real estate listings from Sedona and nearby Flagstaff. Market's booming, Ryan said. Tourists snapping up properties left and right. We could get top dollar, maybe $750, $800,000. I leaned back, the swing creaking under me. And where do you figure I'd go? Another shared look. Ashley perked up. There are great senior living communities in Phoenix. Active adult stuff, golf, pools. No more worrying about monsoons flooding the driveway. Senior living. Like I was ready for shuffleboard and early bird specials. Ryan nodded. You could invest the proceeds. Be set. Ashley's got a buddy in finance who could help. Of course she did. I watched them map out my life like a business plan. No mention of the memories baked into these walls, the Christmases with tamales and pinyon logs crackling in the fireplace. The summers Emily spent teaching Ryan to ride horses in the corral. To them, it was just equity waiting to be cashed in. I stood, walked to the edge of the porch, staring at Emily's garden where yuccas bloomed defiantly in the heat. Let me mull it over. Ryan's jaw tightened. Don't wait too long. Dad. Opportunities like this don't last in this market. They left soon after, Ashley giving me a pity hug that felt more like a pat-down. Alone again, I wandered into Emily's study, a cozy room lined with books on Southwest history. In the bottom drawer, behind her recipe cards for green chili stew, was a folder I glimpsed but never opened. Emily handled our finances quietly. She was the planner, the one who balanced the books while I fixed fences and tended the land. The call came a week later. As I watched the evening news, the desert sky turning purple outside, Ryan's voice was edged with impatience. "Dad, seriously, we've got to move on this." Ashley found a realtor, Sarah Jenkins, top in Sedona. Sold 2 ranches, like yours last month. I muted the TV.
So,
It's only been 10 days. You're letting emotions cloud things. Mom would have hated seeing you struggle here alone. What if you trip on those uneven flagstones? Or the heat gets to you? The flagstones Emily and I had laid ourselves, laughing through the sweat. Ashley grabbed the phone. "Mr.
Hayes. Hi.
The spring market's hot, but summer slows everything. Carrying costs are killing your equity, taxes, water bills, all that.
Equity.
Like our home was a stock ticker." "You think Emily would have sold?" "Absolutely," Ashley said without hesitation. She was practical. Wouldn't want you clinging to the past when you could secure your future.
Clinging.
The word stung. I thought of Emily's last words in the hospital. "Look after our boy, John, but make sure he earns his way." And that folder. "You're right," I said finally. Emily was smart. Smarter than folks gave her credit for. Ryan brightened. "So, you'll meet Sarah?" "Let me think." In the background, Ashley muttered, "He's just scared of change. Old-timers hate it." Old-timer. I hung up, my hand steady despite the anger bubbling. Back in the study, I opened the folder. Deeds. Bank statements. A handwritten note from Emily. My heart raced as I read. The next day, I called Mike Thompson, our family lawyer in Flagstaff. He'd handled our wills, the property titles, even helped Ryan with a speeding ticket back in his 20s. "John, how are you holding up?" "Managing." "Mike. Need to review Emily's will again." His office smelled of pine and old files, fitting for northern Arizona. He pulled the documents. "Primary residence, the ranch, goes to you. And then there's the investment property in Prescott." "Investment property? Remind me." "The cabin duplex Emily inherited from her aunt 7 years ago. She's rented it out steadily. Brings in about $2,800 monthly after expenses. $2,800 times 12 times 7. Plus appreciation in this booming area. Value now. Last appraisal, around $950,000.
And Ryan knew nothing.
Emily had kept it separate. Her note explained, "If Ryan shows greed over grief after I'm gone, John, treat this as a character check. Use the assets as you see fit based on his true colors." She'd seen it coming, perhaps from how Ryan had changed since meeting Ashley, calls turning to texts, visits rare. I told Mike about the pressure to sell. "They think I'm frail."
Mike.
But Emily left me tools to test this. He nodded. "Legally, it's all yours to decide. No contest clauses are ironclad here in Arizona. Prepare docs to stop my monthly help to Ryan, $700 for his Phoenix rent.
Done. And
Gather all records. Rentals. My support to him. Everything." Mike leaned forward. "Planning a reveal?" "Honoring Emily." She wanted proof of his heart. Driving back through the canyons, I felt a mix of sorrow and resolve. Emily's garden waited, her cholla cacti standing tall. Patience, she'd always said, like waiting for rain in the desert.
now.
I'd wait for Ryan to show his true self. A few days later, I tested the waters. Called Ryan, voice shaky on purpose.
So,
"Hate to ask, but finances are tight. Could use help with groceries, maybe $150 till I sort things.
Pause.
Ashley's voice murmured in the background. Dad, we're stretched thin. Ashley's starting a new gig. Rent's due. Once the ranch sells, it'll ease up.
New gig?
I'd seen her social media, spa day in Scottsdale. Caption, self-care essential. I understood.
No worries.
Thanks anyway. I hit the local market in Sedona, grabbing generics, clipping coupons like Emily used to. Ran into our neighbor,
Carla Ruiz.
at the checkout. John, you okay? Looks like slim pickings. Just budgeting, I said loud enough for ears around. Word spread fast in a small town like this. Western hospitality mixed with gossip. By evening, my phone buzzed with offers, potluck invites, a church friend dropping off enchiladas. Strangers cared more than my kin. Ryan called back that night. Dad, heard you're struggling. Ashley suggested a GoFundMe to help with bills till we sell. My blood boiled. Without asking, it's for you. Community support. I checked online later. There it was. Help widower John Hayes keep his cherished ranch after losing beloved wife. Used Emily's obituary photo. No less. Raised $1,800 already from locals and tourists touched by the story. Financial hardship threatens to force sale of family home, the description read. While they push me to sell anyway. Hypocrisy in high definition. I confronted Ryan. Take it down. I didn't approve this. But donations are pouring in. It's helping. Helping who? This misrepresents everything.
He sighed.
Ashley meant well. Fine. We'll delete it. By morning, it was gone. But I'd screenshotted it all. Evidence stacking like cordwood. Mike compiled the financials. My $700 monthly to Ryan for 3 years, $25, $200 total. Plus his Jeep down payment, $7,000. Their Vegas trip I funded $3,500. Meanwhile, Emily's duplex, $235,200 in net income over 7 years. Untouched. Growing in a high-yield account. She'd lived simply, mending clothes, growing veggies in the arid soil to build this nest egg. Social media prints. Ashley's posts of luxury hikes in the Grand Canyon. Fine dining in Phoenix. Same week I asked for grocery help. She flaunted a $1,800 designer jacket. This borders on elder exploitation, Mike said at our next meet. Arizona law's strict. Misrepresentation for gain could lead to charges. Not yet, I replied. Emily wanted a character test. Not a courtroom. But the pressure mounted. Ryan showed up unannounced. Sarah the realtor in tow. Just a quick appraisal.
Dad. No commitment.
Sarah wandered the property, noting the views, the potential for subdivision. Could fetch $850,000 easy. Buyers love this Western charm. I played along. But inside, fury simmered. They saw dollars where I saw decades, Emily and I building the barn. Ryan's childhood forts in the sagebrush. After they left, I found Emily's journal in the folder. Entries about Ryan's growing distance, her worry over Ashley's influence. John, if push comes to shove, remind him family ain't about what you get, but what you give. The church dedication loomed, a plaque for Emily at the community center where she'd volunteered, teaching literacy to immigrant kids. Half of Sedona would be there. Mike prepared the packet. Deeds. Statements. Emily's note. All legal. Your call on distribution. I nodded. Time for truth. Western style, straight shooting. Sunday arrived. The sun baking the red earth. The center buzzed with folks in cowboy hats and sundresses. Ryan and Ashley mingled, her in heels unsuited for dirt paths. Pastor Elena spoke first. Emily Hayes embodied the spirit of the West, resilient, generous, rooting deep in tough soil. Then my turn. I stood, folder in hand. Thank y'all for honoring Emily. She loved this community like her own kin. Glances at Ryan. 2 weeks back, Ryan suggested selling the ranch. Worried I'd struggle alone. Murmurs. Ashley shifted. They meant well. Thinking grief clouded my judgment. Even started a fundraiser for my hardship.
Gasps.
Ryan paled. But Emily had secrets. This duplex in Prescott, she inherited. Rented out quietly. Worth near $1 million now. With savings piled high. Crowd buzzed. Ryan's eyes widened. She kept it hidden to test something. Her note, if Ryan prioritizes inheritance over family and grief, John decides the assets based on his character. I read it aloud. Silence fell like a sudden dust storm. In these weeks, I saw pressure to sell, assumptions of my frailty. A fundraiser using her memory while planning to cash in. Carla spoke up. That's low. When I needed $150 for basics, it was too much. But luxury posts flowed. Ryan stammered. Dad, we didn't know. You didn't ask. Assumed I was done for. Ashley whispered urgently to him. Emily's wish, distribute wisely. So, the duplex and funds, donating to the literacy program here. Over $1.2 million for kids Emily championed. Applause thundered.
Pastor Elena beamed.
Ryan, you get $40,000, repay what I gave. Cede your independence. He looked gut-punched. This is unfair. Mike stepped up. All legal.
Son.
Arizona probate's clear. The crowd dispersed. Pats on my back. Ryan approached. Alone, Ashley stormed off. Dad. I messed up. You did. But Emily believed in second chances. Like rain after drought. He nodded. Eyes wet. What now?
Prove yourself.
Actions, not words. Driving home. The desert felt alive. Emily's test sparked change, harsh, but humane. The days after the dedication felt like a monsoon aftermath, clear skies.
But mud everywhere.
Ryan called that evening. Voice cracked like dry earth. Dad.
Can we talk?
Alone. I agreed. He showed up at the ranch the next morning. No SUV, just his old pickup. Dustier than usual. Ashley wasn't with him. We sat on the porch. Coffee steaming in the cool dawn. I broke it off with Ashley, he said. Staring at the red rocks. After the center. She flipped, called you vindictive. Said we deserved more. Deserved? I echoed.
Yeah.
That's when it hit me.
She's all about the take.
Not the give. Like those city folks who come west thinking they can mine the land without respecting it. I sipped my coffee. Emily saw that in her early. He hung his head. I let her change me.
Dad.
The fancy life. The pressure. But seeing you up there, reading Mom's words, it gutted me. Good. Means there's heart left. We talked for hours, real talk, not sales pitches. He admitted the greed. How Ashley fed it with dreams of flipping properties. Living high in Phoenix. I forgot what Mom taught. Hard work builds character. Like those ancient pueblos standing through storms. I shared more from Emily's journal, her pride in his younger days. Helping at the center. Her worry as he drifted. She didn't hide that duplex to punish. Ryan. To protect. And teach. By noon, He looked lighter. I'm moving to a cheaper spot in Flagstaff. Second job at a hardware store. No more handouts. I nodded. Smart. Arizona rewards grit. He left with a hug, not pity, but promise. I'll earn back trust.
Dad.
Watch. Mike handled the donation legally, trust set up, tax deductions clear under IRS rules for charities. The center buzzed with plans, expanded classes, books for migrant families. Emily's legacy blooming. But forgiveness ain't instant, like a flash flood. I watched Ryan's actions, text checking in, not asking for favors. He volunteered at the center, teaching kids like Emily did. A month on, he invited me to his new place, a modest apartment overlooking pines.
No frills.
But mine, he said, showing pay stubs. And I refunded the GoFundMe donors, sold stuff, worked overtime. Proud of you, I said.
Meaning it.
We hiked Oak Creek that weekend, red walls towering like guardians. Mom loved this trail, he recalled.
She did.
Said it reminded her life's a canyon, twists, but beauty in the journey. He paused at a vista. I get it now. Family's the real fortune. Light lesson, but sunk deep. The ranch felt alive again. I tended Emily's garden. Yuccas thriving. Community rallied, potlucks. Help with fences. Western way, neighbors as kin. Ryan visited weekly, helping with chores.
No talk of selling.
Instead, plans for the future, maybe him taking over someday.
Earned.
Emily's note guided, humane path. Not vengeance. Redemption over reckoning. As summer heat baked Sedona, Ryan's changes took root. He traded nightlife for night classes in real estate, ironic.
But honest this time.
Wanna build. Not grab, he explained over barbecue one evening, grilling steaks from local ranchers. I watched him closely, like spotting mirages in the desert. But actions matched words. He fixed the barn roof. No charge, brought groceries without prompt, shared stories from the center. Kids' progress lighting his eyes like Emily's used to. Mike updated me on legal fronts. Donations final, centers incorporating Emily Hayes' literacy fund. No challenges. Your discretion was absolute per the will.
Good.
Arizona law backs intent. One scorcher afternoon, Ashley called first contact since the blow-up. Mr.
Hayes. We need to talk.
Ryan's being unreasonable. I leaned on the porch rail. About the breakup. He thinks I'm materialistic. But you influenced him with that stunt. Stunt? Emily's truth. She huffed. Legally, he could have contested. Undue influence or something. I chuckled. Try it. Mike's got ironclad docs. But why call me? Convince him to reconcile. We had plans. Plans involving my ranch? Silence. That's not fair. Fair's earning your way.
Ashley.
Like folks do out west. She hung up. Ryan mentioned it later. She tried guilting me. Said I owed her for investing in us. Owed? Love ain't alone. Learned that the hard way. We attended the center's first event with Emily's fund, book drive under cottonwoods. Kids read aloud. Parents beaming. Ryan emceed. Voice steady. My mom believed knowledge is the ultimate frontier. Thanks to her legacy. We're exploring it together. Crowd applauded. I felt Emily's presence in the breeze. Back home, over pie, he opened up. Dad, I was blind. Grief hit you, but I saw opportunity. Ash fed that fire. Forgiven. If you grow. I am. Applied for a grant to expand the program, honoring Mom. Light bloomed inside me. Humane ending Emily envisioned. Fall brought cooler winds. Monsoons passed. Ryan proposed. Help manage the ranch? Learn the ropes. Not yet. Prove sustainability first. He nodded. Fair. Legal clarity helped. Mike explained no elder abuse charges needed. Lesson sufficed. Arizona prioritizes family resolution. Ryan's ex faded. He dated locally. A teacher from the center. Wholesome. Like Emily would have picked. The ranch thrived. I hosted community nights, sharing Emily's recipes. Ryan joined, bonding over stories. One sunset, he said, "Thanks for the chance,
Dad.
Mom's test saved me. Saved us all." Winter in Sedona wrapped the red rocks in rare frost. A quiet beauty Emily cherished. Ryan had settled into his rhythm, steady jobs, volunteering, visits turning to stays. He'd help with the horses we'd kept for trail rides, reminiscing about Emily teaching him to saddle up. One crisp morning, over coffee, he broached it. "Dad, about the duplex donation, brilliant. Saw the impact at the holiday reading event. Kids got books. Family's hope. Emily's vision.
Yeah.
Makes me think, what if we start something here? Ranch literacy days. Outdoor reading under the stars." I smiled. She'd love that. We planned it legally. Mike drew up a nonprofit addendum, tying to the fund.
No greed.
Just giving. Ryan's growth shone. He paid back bits of old support. Unprompted. Earning trust, he said. A year from Emily's passing, we hiked to her favorite overlook. Lesson learned. Dad, family's roots run deep, like these canyons.
O proot em for gold.
You lose the view. Light, but lasting. He nodded. Mom was wise. Humane way, tough love. Not destruction. Back at the ranch, life flowed. Ryan moved closer, helping full-time. No sale talks, instead, legacy building. Emily's secret sparked redemption, a Western tale of reckoning turned renewal. Grief's storm passed, leaving clearer skies.